like to welcome everyone here to the AGM of the Buckland Brewer Parish meeting. And I'll let you know it's the AGM and it is being streamed on YouTube. It is a live streaming one. And it is here in the chapel. And thank everyone for coming along. And there will be a committee meeting afterwards, not with the public, with the ones that want to be on the committee to discuss. That'll be after the AGM here. Now, to start off on the agenda, is there any apologies for absence?
Mr. George Haber can't be here. He's having an operation in London. He would like to be.
George Haber. Oh, George. Oh, yes. Yeah, you read that. Of course you did.
Another apology from Lee Honey, who's on the committee.
I'll just hold on. There's some just coming in at the moment. Yeah. Minutes of the last meeting, we have there, the ones that's here about Teresa Hector circulated them last year. Is there anything from the minutes of last year? Do I agree that I sign these as correct? Yeah, anyway. Right, now is there any matters arising? Matters arising from these minutes? Right, let's take them. Yeah, sorry. I should have signed them then. Right, 1, 2, 3. No, you've been handed a treasurer's sheet. Could you?
Pardon?
Treasurer's sheet.
Yes, well, I've given out as many as I had, so hopefully everybody's got a view of them. To be honest, there's not a lot of transactions, as you can see, but our total income this year was £1,117. This was made up of a donation of £70 from the mini market, £500 from the Bridge Trust. We made £90 at the beacon lighting for the D-Day celebrations, and £444 were made from the quiz that was held in February. So that was our income this year, making the total of 1,117. Outgoings, expenditure, we made, as you can see here, the big saving has been made on the insurance. We've paid £351 this year. We felt compelled to find an alternative insurance supplier because their quote this year for the old company was over £1,000. So by hunting around, we've made a massive saving there. So that is what's really made us look very healthy. The new policy is with a company called Community First, and obviously we did a lot of research to make sure that they offered us what we needed, and we all felt that they did. And they specialise in insurance for community areas, just like us, so significant saving. The other cost that we had this year was the inspection. For people that are new, we have to have the equipment, and anything on the field has to be inspected every year, and to make sure that it's safe for everybody. So that had gone up from £170 to £190, so a £20 increase. And those were really the only transactions we had this year. So overall, we've had a slightly less income, but obviously the outgoings were much less because of the insurance. So we're in we're in a slightly healthier position than we were this time last year, with a balance of £4,600 with the two accounts that we've got. Okay?
I don't see any costs for the grass cutting.
No, that was done by the parish council, but in the end by David Brown. So that was as agreed.
Yeah, well, I don't see anything listed on it.
Well, we didn't pay anything, that's why.
No, but surely it should have been mentioned.
The reason it isn't is Kevin Lobb does the accounts for me, and because it wasn't on the previous year either, he only goes back 1 year previous. So he only does, if it hasn't appeared last year or this year, then he doesn't include it. So you'd have to go back to previous years to see it, but he only does things for last year and this year. Okay? I mean, we could go back years, but that's how he does it. And to be honest, I bow to his, the way that he does it.
It's just that the parish council would have been a donation or a grant, as it was, and it would have...
But that was more than 1 year ago.
Yeah, what I'm saying is it would have also shown up with the grass cutting accounting for it. That's all. I'm not saying it should be within the council.
Okay.
Generally, it doesn't exist, but it did.
Yes. That's why it's, yeah. Has anybody else got any problems with it as it is? No?
There was never a grant from the parish council for the grass cutting.
Yes.
On the 14th of October 2020, parish council, when I was a member there, agreed to take on the grass cutting.
So that's from since 2020?
Yeah, and they've never agreed not to since then.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with that. I'm just saying it doesn't, it's rather strange that it doesn't show anywhere that that cost is even being absorbed by the parish council.
No, it doesn't, you're correct. But because this was the playing field one, then... Okay. And really, what I wanted to say was thanks to Kevin Lobb. I mean, he's not here tonight, but for doing the accounts again for us, so, it's much appreciated. Is there any other questions? Okay.
Right, is everyone happy with those accounts? Right, Right, I'll give my chairman's report now, and then with the parish, then we'll follow by the parish overview. Now, our last AGM was held in the church rooms on the 26th of November 23, with new faces coming to join our committee and bringing new enthusiastic ideas. A new grass cutting person, Mr. Glyn McKinnon, was appointed to cut the field, giving the grass 15 cuts this year. And I think everyone would agree that the playing field has looked fine condition this summer, something the village can be proud of. The field has been well used, with a good cross-section of parishioners using it as a meeting place with friends while taking a stroll, exercising themselves and or their pets and kicking the football. The playground has been well used by the children. The committee provided and planted some of the native wild snowdrops and wild daffodils, the Lent lilies and bluebells in the hedges at the top of the playing field and amongst the trees planted 5 years ago. We look forward to in the spring arriving to see what show this will provide. It will take a few years for them to naturalise and give a good show. We have had our annual safety audit report carried out, and there are no major problems, but there were areas pointed out for improvement and some items in the amber bracket that will need attention in a few years' time. As the three existing trustees have reached their very senior age, discussions took place to safeguard the amenity and playing field for the rest of the 199-year lease. It was decided to ask the parish council to support the Playing Field Association, Buckland Brewer, for the remaining years of the agreement. At the meeting on the 1st of February 24, all the committee members in attendance voted unanimously to approach the Parish Council. The Parish Council discussed this on the 14th, 2024 and voted by a majority to provide support. That's the report, but now I will comment on the lease, which I have here, the original one, and a bit of a history for you. Now, to clarify the lease, in the mid-1980s, a group of people led by the late Mrs. Schnetzler looked at various sites for a new parish room and playing field. She was offered the present area of the playing field, providing that planning permission was obtained for the site on which is now Castle Meadow, with 8 bungalows and 2 houses behind the church. Now, we must remember that back in 1980, planning rules were more stringent than they are now, and this field was outside of the building line of the village at the time. That's building, playing fields, whatever, it was outside. Planning permission was obtained for the bungalows, and eventually a lease was obtained for 199 years for the village as a playing field and amenity field. This lease was signed on the 1st of May 1994 with Andrew Hewitt, Ian Brown and myself as trustees, as being the first members on the committee, with other members joining this committee then. Initially, to comply with the lease, plenty of work was needed. Most of it was done by volunteers as finance was tight. The rest is history. After obtaining the playing field, planning permission was granted on the allotments for a new village hall where plans were drawn up by an architect. This had to help serve, besides the village hall, to serve a football field and the playing field. The project was later abandoned in favour of a site down by the school in the present village hall. Now, the lease states that the normal rules of not being able to sell it for commercial buildings, etc., but we are able to provide a sports pavilion, sports hall could be built, and the owner could give, we have to ask permission, but it could not unreasonably withheld. There are no requirements placed on the playing field or the trustees or the committee to provide equipment or functions for the field, only to maintain it and make it available for the village use. This means that one person needs only to walk the field once a year and the committee's obligations are met. Now, I can't read it all out there, but under the section for the trustees' obligations, I'll read 5, section B. Not to assign or underlet or part with possessions of the whole or deemed premises, except for the purpose of vesting the term created thereby in the trustees for the time being as the Buckland Brewer Playing Field Association and or Charity Commission or some similar body nominated by the Buckland Brewer Parish, Buckland Brewer Playing Field Association, and provided that any such underlease or such derivatives interest shall contain similar restrictions against assignments. Now, the solicitor looked at that and he advised that this is the most important paragraph of these, as it cannot at a body more similar to the Buckland Brewer Playing Field in the Parish Council. And it is to be nominated by the Buckland Brewer Playing Field Association, not the 3 trustees that signed it originally, not the landlord, or a general meeting. It states in there, it is the Buckland Brewer Playing Field Association. Now, that's just a basic general overview of it. Now, because we've asked the Parish Council and that has been accepted to help join us for it, I'll pass over to Mrs. Jo Miles. start with the parish council to give an overview of what is possible. Thank you.
acting as a trustee to a charity, such as a playing field, is very typical.
underline there is for the benefit of the Playing Field Association, because I will send this across to the Secretary so that you can distribute it. And there are actually links to all of this information. So please don't believe me about all of this. Read it for yourself. It's all there in black and white on the website. And it's very, very clear that everybody is a trustee. Now, I think there's been a lot of misunderstanding because the lease, when it was signed, there were 3 trustees, and the lease acknowledges that there were three trustees at the time. It provides provision for the trustees to change, because obviously it's a 199-year lease, nobody's going to live that long. And at the point that the Playing Field Association was formed, everybody who joined that committee then automatically became a trustee as well, because that's charity law. So, and at that point they became equally responsible for the charity and how it was administered. And so nobody has different status, everybody is equal in that. With the Playing Field Association, they don't need to register because their income is less than £5,000 a year, so that's absolutely fine. And as far as the Charity Act is concerned, I mean, that's constantly being reviewed. It was last done in 2022. There are still some elements from that change that are still being implemented. So you do need to sort of keep up to date with that information. And what the Charity Commission has recently done, off the back of that change, is it's obviously acknowledged that there are a lot of people who are involved in charities who don't really fully understand their responsibilities. And so they've actually put together some really good training modules. They're only like mini modules that take only a few minutes to go through, but it does clarify all this information. So the links are embedded within that. So when you do receive that, if you're on the committee, then you can see all that for yourself as well. Okay, what's the next one? Right, the other thing is, I think has caused some concern is about liability. Now again, because of charity law, there are certain legal structures and there's liability built into those legal structures according to how your charity is set up. So I've only picked out the 4 most common ones. You've got trusts and association, which are pretty much treated the same way, and you've got companies, charity companies, and charitable incorporated associations, so that's your registered charities. With regard to the trusts and associations, the way that they treat property, so if they owned property, that property would be held in the name of individual trustees, and the liability, as far as trustees is concerned, is unlimited. Okay? There is no liability restriction there at all. With regards to the companies and the incorporated charities, land or property is held in the name of the charity, and there is limited liability. Now, I think people have been really concerned about the notion that there is unlimited liability. But that's what you have insurance for. You have charity law and principles to it. And this is, I think myths have arisen that there can only be 3 trustees, and that really is the case. There are as many trustees as you have in your committee, because that is what is set out in the Charities Act. So that's about it really. So if anyone has got questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
I'm trying to get my head around one aspect of it, is that I was on the parish council for 12 years, and somebody goes to tell me the parish council is £25,000 for the Playground Association of the year, which is quite right. We always give a grant, we needed a grant. Certainly during COVID they were gone under, and with the parish council. So, you know, the parish council has always supported the Playground Association, and I wonder why you want to get as close to parish council, close to the Playground Association.
Well, I don't make the decisions for the parish council. I don't have a vote, so I don't have a horse in that race. But all this is doing is giving some kind of protection to do that. And as I say, whether it goes for equipment on the playing field or the amenity field or where it goes is going to be up for discussion. But it will be for the benefit of the community and it will be for children's play equipment because that is what it's designated for. I know, it was actually for adult equipment and I asked for that to be amended. So it is children's play equipment.
Can I say something? Andrew, I don't really understand your objection. You know, surely anything that's going to secure the future of the field has got to be a good thing.
Well, I have to say, what concerns me is I don't think anything's been done. Looking at the income, there's always been things, there's no sport being carried out on the field. It's become a dog walking field. Nothing has been progressed at all towards trying to get kids on there to play cricket, to play football, to do any sport.
You need people to organise that.
I'm not saying it's easy, I'm not saying it would happen tomorrow, but I don't see any movement towards a sports field, which is what it was set up for.
Right. Yeah, anyone else like to pass any comment or?
That's separate.
That was the original football field for Buckland Brewer Football Club.
Okay, right. Well, that is.
Just can I just ask Joe one more question?
Oh, sorry.
Can I just ask Joe a question based on what she was
Sorry.
saying? At the moment, the parish council agreed to pay for the grass cutting. Will there be a vote to stop that, and then it will be back to the
It
players?
will just be handled as a grant.
So it will go back to being a grant.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been treated as a grant.
Well, it hasn't. It hasn't. If you go back to those minutes, you.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still got to be treated as a grant.
Okay.
So,
Well, so it can be applied for in the
no,
normal way.
absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it means that the Playing Field Association can keep the Bridge Trust grant, which we were was concerned that would be lost.
Yeah, it's easy for us, yeah.
Well, if nothing's changing, then they can apply for that.
I don't know what's changing.
Yeah, we can apply, the playing field can apply for it. Yeah, we are still a playing field association which has this 199-year lease, or was 199-year lease.
The question is, Chair, if the parish council taking financial responsibility at the end of the day, then they would argue the Bridge Trust that in fact it's a revenue organisation and raising money.
But we're independent, aren't we, from the parish council, so we can still apply for grants.
Yeah, we can, the parish council can apply for grants like we can. And the Playing Field Association will be a separate body to apply for the grants.
I can understand what Joe says about the trusteeship, because the village hall is actually run on the same basis. Everybody is a member of the committee, and the village hall is also a trustee of the village. So that's a known practice in the village hall.
Is it? Oh, it's a statement, right, okay. Right, we move on now then. Oh, sorry.
If this goes ahead and it comes under, if you like, the cover of the council, are you able to back away at a later stage if you want to?
Yes, yeah, anytime, yeah.
So it's not like it's set in stone, so if it wasn't working properly down the road, you can come around and say,
Yeah,
we want to set
absolutely.
up the leaks that are there.
Yeah, and it's only going to be a financial sector.
No, I
So if
understand.
there was a windfall, for instance, and they would solve them for the next 10 years, then absolutely.
No, is that okay? Any other comments or questions? Or we'll move on. For elections of committee members, there is, excuse me, I got it. Our committee members, there is 2 resignations been received, is Sharon Evans and Richard Hooper received. Yeah, that's in writing. Is there any other, well, there's 2 only here. The one that got these apologies, I assume you're waiting to stand on is, yeah, no, that's what I mean, waiting to stand, yeah, for it. Oh, it's standing, Yeah. Now, is there any nominations then for new members on the committee?
Excuse me, David, do you want us to get up and move over there now?
No, can it be like, no, I'm quite happy.
You're happy with it?
No, I'm not worried about that. No, is there, we will have a committee meeting afterwards. Nominations for new members, could,
Well, skip the end up and down to here if you like, so.
Okay, before you go that route, can you tell us now who exactly is on the
on the committee?
committee?
Yeah, right. Well, on the committee then, at the moment, we have the three of us up, 4 of us up here on the front. Andrew will still be on unless he's resigning because he's on.
Andrew Hewitt.
Andrew Hewitt.
Oh, right,
And Ian Brown, sitting on the front, was the other trustee. But we haven't received no resignations from them, so we assume they're still on as committee members.
So that's it.
And Lee.
Yeah.
Lee Honey. Lee Honey.
Oh, Lee Honey,
Gave
yeah,
his
that's the one I
apologies.
said was gave his apologies.
Yeah.
Well,
I've mentioned on the youth last minute.
She's not.
Well,
Check with her.
Phil, you put your hand up, what did
Yeah, I'll volunteer.
Right, would someone nominate Phil? Sorry, I don't know the names. Phil was nominated.
Sue Donegan.
Oh, is it?
I have a point of order here, Chair. According to the Constitution,
Yeah, but that's, well, that doesn't, is out of date as such.
that still stands. It's not out of date until it's voted on as out of date.
No, we will go by this and have them nominated on.
Well, according to this, you're supposed to advertise it and give 28 days notice for anybody wishing to be on the committee.
Well, I wish Andrew could have put it, you'd come in the last 2 or 3, 4 years, because you've done it like,
I
you've
didn't
raised
realise
objections before, but
cutting their grass and everything else.
you've accepted it before.
Well, I've been in hospital because I had 2 ruptured discs.
Yeah, I know all that.
Still takes 3 lots of painkillers, one of which is morphine, and that's why I didn't come to a lot of committees, because I don't bloody stand.
Please don't swear.
I don't know whether you like that or not.
Right, is there any other nominations for it? We'll put it down, we'll write it there. We'll write it down. Is there any other nominations for?
So we've got Sue Down and Phil.
Any other nominations? Right, is there,
Second those are nominations. I'll second Sue Donegan.
oh, I thought they were seconded, sorry. Yeah, that was the one, yeah.
Christine.
Christine, if you know, yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know the names.
That's fine.
Right, election of the officers, or you're the chair. Yeah, chairman first is chairman.
Well, I'm going to propose you, David, as chair. Would anyone like to second that?
Assuming I'm on the committee now, I must
You are
say
committee. Yeah, you need to come and sit up here now.
Yeah, no, this one over. Right, now then, the vice chairman. Yeah, you've got vice chairman then. No, yeah, vice chairman, is there a nomination for vice chairman, please?
Nominate Phil.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second Phil. Treasurer.
No, could we have a treasurer, because we haven't, a treasurer is no not here, will be resigning. Could we have a proposal for a treasurer, please?
Propose Sue Donegan.
A seconder? Oh, yeah, well, nominated there. the officers for the committee. Then it's all, the only thing left on here is now is the date of the next AGM, which is usually, we haven't said it, is usually,
We do the Tuesday.
oh, the nearest to this one then is Tuesday the 25th of November. Is that agreed? The proposed, the 25th of November, 25. All right. Well, thank you all for coming, and hope to see you again, and hope you will be supporting the committee at the playing field. Thank you. Oh, yes,
Thank you.
I looked at you.
So I've only done 3 or 4.